I sold your house to help my son start over, my mother-in-law proudly announced. I smiled and said, interesting. When she tried to complete the sale. But I was watering my roses when my mother-in-law, Diana, walked in like she owned the place. She carried her fancy handbag and wore a smile that always meant trouble. Alexandra dear, she said sweetly, I have great news. I put down my watering can, already suspicious. After 8 years of marriage to her son, Michael, I knew her great news was never good for me. I've sold the house, she announced proudly. Got a great price. The buyers will take it in 30 days. I froze. Our home. The house Michael and I had spent years fixing up, the place where we planned to start a family. And here was Diana, acting like it was just another casual topic. Interesting, I said, keeping my voice calm. And how did you sell a house that isn't yours? Diana smiled wider. Oh, don't be difficult, dear. The house is in Michael's name, and as his mother, I'm just helping him make smart choices. He needs a fresh start. This place is holding him back. The money will help him start his new life with Jessica. My heart stopped. Jessica, Michael's 25-year-old assistant, the one Diana kept praising. Michael agreed to this, I asked, already knowing the answer. Lately, he'd been distant, working late, barely talking to me. Of course, Diana said, pulling out some papers. He signed the agreement last week. Jessica helped him see reason. They're perfect together. Sometimes we have to accept change, Alexandra. You just don't fit in our family anymore. I felt oddly calm. Diana had no idea about the conversation I'd had with Michael's father before he passed away, or the legal papers he left me. You're right, Diana, I said softly. Things do change. She looked confused for a moment but quickly recovered. I'm glad you understand. The buyers want to see the house next week. Make sure it looks nice. I picked up my watering can. Of course. I'll make sure everything is exactly as it should be. She hesitated, probably expecting tears or a fight. Instead I was calm, and that unsettled her. Good, she said, though her smile wasn't as confident. You should start packing. As she left, I made 2 phone calls, one to James Harrison, our family lawyer, and another to Robert Chen, the private investigator I had hired 3 months ago. That evening, Michael came home, looking surprised to see me calmly reading a book. Your mother stopped by, I said. She told me about the house. Michael ran a hand through his hair, a nervous habit. Alex, I can explain. No need, I interrupted. I get it. You and Jessica need a fresh start. This house is in your way. That's what your mother said, right? He looked guilty. It's not like that. Things haven't been good between us. Jessica, she understands me. She's 25, Michael. You're 42, I said, but that's not really the issue, is it? The issue is that you think you can sell this house without my permission. The house is in my name, he said firmly. Mom found cash buyers. It's done, Alex. I'm sorry, but maybe this is for the best. I stood up, carefully marking my page in my book. You know what's funny about clean breaks, Michael? They only work if everything is actually clean. He frowned, confused. What does that mean? You'll find out soon enough, I said, walking upstairs. Oh, and don't worry about the house being ready for the buyers next week. I'll make sure everything is exactly as it should be. As I climbed the stairs, I felt his eyes on me, trying to figure it out. Why I wasn't falling apart like his mother, he had no idea what was coming. The next morning, I met James Harrison at his office downtown. He had been the family's lawyer for years and knew all of Michael's father's final decisions. They really think they can sell the house? James asked, adjusting his glasses as he looked over the listing agreement. Diana already found buyers, I said, sipping my coffee. She expects me to have everything ready for a walkthrough next week. James shook his head and pulled out a thick folder. I assume you haven't told him about this. He placed an important document on the desk. I smiled. Not yet. Howard asked me to keep this quiet unless absolutely necessary. I think this situation qualifies. 2 years ago, before he passed away, my father-in-law called me to his hospital room. Unlike Diana, he wasn't blind to Michael's flaws. He worried about his son's decisions and what might happen when he was gone. I've made arrangements, Howard told me. The house isn't just in Michael's name. I made sure of that. You'll be protected. James has the paperwork. Looking at those documents now, I felt grateful for his foresight. The house had been a wedding gift, but it was legally owned by both Michael and me. That meant Michael couldn't sell it without my consent. Diana's listing agreement was worthless. James picked up his phone. Should I call Diana's real estate agent now, or do you want to let them carry on a little longer? I thought about Diana's smug smile and Michael's betrayal. Let's wait, I decided. I want to see what else they try. That afternoon, my private investigator, Robert Chen, sent me his latest report. The evidence was solid: hotel receipts, secret meetings, and proof that Michael had been using his firm's money to pay for his affair with Jessica. I forwarded it all to James and went home, where I found moving boxes stacked in the foyer. Diana had sent them as a hint that I should start packing. Instead, I went to my office, unlocking a secret compartment in my desk. Inside were the most important papers, the house deed, Howard's letters, and the USB drive containing Robert's findings. Diana might control people with lies and manipulation, but I had something stronger, facts and legal truth. That night, Michael came home late, smelling like expensive perfume. He hesitated when he saw the moving boxes still untouched. "Alex," he said in a patronizing tone, "you're making this harder on yourself. Mom is just trying to help." I glanced up from my laptop, where I was reviewing the latest photos of him and Jessica at a hotel that afternoon. "How thoughtful of her," I said. "And how was your meeting with the Thompson client today?" He froze, just for a second. There was no Thompson client. He had used that excuse to meet Jessica. "Fine," he said quickly, "just fine." "Look about the house." "Don't worry about the house, Michael," I cut him off. "Everything will work out exactly as it should." His eyes narrowed. "What does that mean? Why are you so calm?" I closed my laptop and met his gaze. "Your father taught me a lot before he passed. He understood people, marriage, trust." Michael shifted uncomfortably. Howard had always seen his weaknesses, and had tried to make him a better man. In the end, he had planned for the worst. Dad's been gone for 2 years. Now you can watch the second part by pressing share and more.